goodness. I'm not alone today.
You almost caught me flipping off the camera, so that would have
I
been good.
know. You're froze on mine.
Oh
There
my
we go.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. Hello. It is Friday night. You guys
National Donut Day.
It is. It is. I didn't have a donut though.
Me
We
neither.
should have had donuts.
We
should
should
have
have.
donuts.
I know. We got cookies instead.
Yeah, we got cookies. From
Cookies
Crumble
work.
Cookies. Crumble cookies. Have you ever had those?
Yep.
Oh my god, they're good.
Yeah, I was like, eh.
Yeah. You're like,
Well,
eh.
tonight with the one I had, I didn't really like.
All right, let's get going because I started late. But like,
Who's
a
in
minute
the
late.
house?
Who's in the
Jay?
house? Let's go and whoa, we got a lot of people here. We got Redman, JD Sword, Diane, Shauna, Robert, Jay, Danielle. Oh, Daniel. Sorry.
Aw.
Oh, you don't want to hear shit for that. Robert, Bob. Damn it, Bob's in the house. Nice. Oh, look at all the
Robert,
Thomas.
Adrian.
Robert, Adrian Hill. Famous Adrian Hill. Famous Susan Gerbeck. Oh my God, look at
Jim
these people.
Clausen.
Jim
Hey,
Clausen. What's up, Dr. Jim?
How's it
Dr.
going?
Jim.
Damn. All right.
John Kennedy.
So it is a open mic night tonight, and as you can see, I got a guest. Well, not really a guest. You're more like a co-host, kind of like just whenever you want to show up, you show up. So,
Yeah.
Mr.
I'm kind of like a distant relative that just knocks on your door.
There you go. You're like you're the West Virginia cousin.
Yeah.
Aw.
Is that
I'll take that. That's good.
All right.
I wouldn't say racist.
Oh
Kinda
man.
like-
All right. I do have to go over some rules though. We do have to have our rules, and I'm gonna be like, I gotta slide over because they're gonna block me. There we go. So rule number 1 is that you are welcome to ask questions tonight. That's what this show is about. I mean, especially tonight, open mic night is about you guys. If you guys don't ask questions or throw topics out there or ask for opinions, then this show is going to be very short and we're going to get drunk faster because we're going to end. Rule number 2 is I don't know everything.
Nope.
Tim.
I can vouch for that.
Tim,
Yes.
you know everything?
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't know everything. So
No.
just be prepared for that. We might not have an answer for you, but if
Oh, I'll have an answer, but
no fingers.
Yeah.
I do have my notebook. There it is. I'll write
Mhm.
it down, and we will get back to you on that. We'll look it up, and we'll try to figure it out. Maybe we'll look it up. We'll Google the hell out of it on the show. But if we can't do that, then we'll look it up later, and we'll get back to you. Rule number 3 is that we follow the Patrick Swayze rule here, and that is be nice. Basically, you can be in the chat room. I encourage you to be in the chat room because
We like chat.
we like chat. If you're not in a chat room, nobody's watching.
Right? Right.
So get in the chat room. You can discuss. You can debate. You can have little arguments as long as they stay polite and professional, and you don't start name calling and stuff like that. The bottom line is don't be a dick. That's all I'm asking. And if you are, Donna
Yeah.
will boot your ass.
And I'm here.
She is here.
And if I hit that button, you ain't coming
She's
back.
right there. Yeah, 'cause we
At
don't
least
know
not
how.
tonight, because I ain't bringing you back. And
And I'm too busy. I got no time to do that.
yeah.
Number 4, rule number 4 is that you do have a question tonight, please put a Q in front of it. That helps Donna out. Pick them out, save them for later, or put them in the queue so that we can get to them and we don't miss any. Because especially when I do it by myself, which I almost had to do tonight, except Tim was back up.
Yes. Yes.
So thanks, Tim. But yeah, I mean, otherwise we get backed up and I might miss a question. But Donna does a pretty good job. As long as you put a Q in front of it, please. Even if it's a topic, or something like that, just put a Q in front of it. That makes it stand out. Rule number 5. Drink up.
Yeah, drink
that's
up.
my favorite. Where's
I'm
your
drinking
coffee?
tonight.
Where's your coffee?
There
Oh,
you go.
Donna's drinking
Iced
too.
coffee?
Yes, it's that time of year. I got to switch finally to ice.
Beautiful.
Coffee. It's all
All
right.
right.
My ice
I'm
is
gonna
melted.
give you the special guest.
I
title.
got lemonade
I'm gonna-
tonight.
I'm gonna put it on
Special
your head
guest.
anyway, because there you go.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh man, how have you been? Before we get into some questions, like how you been? We haven't talked like this in
Yes.
a month.
Yeah.
And
Been good.
it's
I
also
mean-
my fault. I want to make that an announcement that there will be no 3 Tortured Souls next week, and it's my fault. It's totally my fault because I can't. I'm going to be too busy, and I have a house guest. Actually, Melanie Tresson King will be coming to visit us.
Nice.
She's coming on Tuesday. Her and her husband Anthony, and we're gonna be hanging out for a
Yeah.
week. Plus,
Well, wait. I thought we were doing the show with them.
no, well, they're leaving early because of that thing. Yeah. So, but yeah, and also have the board, for my work. The board is coming here.
You better clean up.
I know. I've been cleaning up. I have been. Well,
Lock the
like, you
rum
can't-
bottles.
yeah, they're already.
Allegedly.
locked
if you
away.
would have. Not that you
Locked
do.
away.
Hopefully, the drawer's locked.
So, yeah, I got way too much to do, and I won't be available. Oh, plus Wednesday night I won't be actually here. I'll be at a secret location. I'll tell you next week where I'll be. Next week where I was, because it'll be in the future. I'll save it for next week.
I got it.
Anyway,
I've had enough alcohol. I figured that out.
I just started drinking. So
Yeah, what is up with you?
I know. I'm just in a good mood.
That's good.
I miss you guys. Like I love coming out, hanging out, and just talking shit, and especially when I have somebody else that can take some of the talking. That's
That's
awesome.
right.
That's great. So, what do we got? Fun fact: you both have paintings coming once I get the shipping. Oh, awesome!
Oh, nice.
John Kennedy, sweet.
Thank you.
I can't show you because I don't want to chance messing the camera up. But I have you got me a photograph,
Yes.
like a really cool photo of what's the bridge?
It's that bridge
The-
that everybody jumps off.
New River Gorge Bridge.
New River Gorge Bridge.
Oh, you got to
know
put
what?
a sign underneath
Here,
of
hold
it.
on a second. Can you take a picture of that? I'll put it up on screen. But yeah, and it's an awesome shot. It's a black and white shot. There's clouds moving through the bridge, like it looks like the bridge is coming out of the cloud.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Casper's flying by.
And Casper's. I got
yeah,
Casper hanging up. So
Yeah, I think this is one during Bridge Day, and there's actually a jumper.
So that's the picture. It looks awesome. It's hanging up right in the middle. So as soon as you walk in, you see it. You can't help but see it. And then
That's my bridge too. It's
that's
mine.
your bridge. And it's blurry, but wait, where's my
Yep.
finger? Right there. There's a little blurry dot right there, and that's the jumper.
Yep.
With
oh
a
my
parachute.
gosh.
With a parachute. It's
Oh,
just that kind
okay,
of jumper.
okay. Thank
I
God.
thought as soon as I said it, I was like, oh shit, I should clarify
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
There's a jumper.
The third weekend of every October, they have Bridge Day. So they shut down that bridge to traffic, and they do free jumping, base jumping, and they use a catapult for people that don't have enough adrenaline rush of just dropping 900 and some feet.
Oh my God, I
So-
would do it.
They catapult people off of it too.
Oh wow.
I think I would do the catapult thing other than just falling.
I-
I would rather be shot out.
It sounds cool. And then when I start thinking
No.
about it,
No,
it's like, fuck no.
No, I
No.
would do it. I would do it. Sign me up,
No.
baby.
Mm.
You can record me.
Nope. You say that, and I think of the remember the Robin Hood with Kevin Costner, and they both at the end of the movie they both get on the catapult to go over the wall of a castle,
hmm
and they launch him, and I'm like, yeah, no,
No.
I'm not. You know, it's one thing if you're level and you're launched, and you're gonna be back to level, but you're launching, and there's like a gorge.
Dude, it would
No.
be so
No.
cool.
No.
no.
What weekend is it, Tim?
It's the
No.
third weekend of
yet.
October.
Third
Yeah,
weekend
yeah.
in October. Oh, I think
Every
we'll be
year.
in SciCon.
Yeah, we'll probably be out there for
Uh,
SciCon.
1 week one year we're gonna have to do it. We'll do it for my birthday. Oh, come on.
No.
You don't have to do it. I will do it.
All right. Do we have? I see maybe 2 questions. People, if you want to, like, this is your chance. Just putting it out there. If you have a topic, let me. Actually, what I want to do too is that if you want to, you can come on the show for a couple minutes if you want to join us and talk about your topic or your question a little bit more in depth if you've got more detail. Because sometimes when you want to ask a question, you either don't know exactly how to ask it or there's a little bit more to it than just, a simple question. So if you want to, I'm going to put that in the chat room now so that you can actually join us
Oh, the link.
if you want to. The link to join, yeah.
If Tim jumps
Jump
off
off.
their bridge, would you also jump off their bridge?
Who are you asking?
You.
Me? No. Mm-mm.
No, he says no, Bob.
I would be
I
I
would
think-
do it.
like I'm torn. Like that I see as like a good photographic moment. And I think I would rather be on the ground
Taking the
looking
picture up. All right,
and
well,
just seeing you like jump
fall.
off or launched.
I would be launched.
And just get pictures as you do that.
Yeah, so
So-
people do that. People right below it is the New River,
Right.
and so people will get tickets. You have to do it in advance, and they have to give you permission. And then you drive down to the bottom, and you're there all day, and you can either hang out and watch people splash in, or
Wow.
take photographs, whatever you wish.
It just sounds so
It's
like
just-
so much fun. Like I would.
Uh,
That's my kind of adrenaline thing.
Yeah, I don't
I'm an
know.
adrenaline junkie.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Like I love. roller
I'm not doing
coasters.
No,
I
I-
love all kinds of stuff like that.
All right. What else we got? We got anything else? Yes. No.
Oh yeah, we have
How you doing?
questions. Hold on.
No,
I got two. Come on, guys. I need some questions.
Donna wants some questions. There's one there, JD.
There you go, I
Can
just put
store
it up.
that? Okay. Who killed Kenny? And does he come back as a ghost? So everyone pretty much killed Kenny.
That was going to be my answer. I think pretty much everybody's killed Kenny.
Yeah, everyone's killed Kenny, I think, at least once. And does he come back? He did come back as a ghost.
I thought
think.
so.
Oh no, and I don't think it was just one episode. I think they had a couple episodes.
He
where
always
was
comes
He
back.
was a ghost.
He always comes back.
He's always back.
Yeah, he's always back.
He's got
That's-
more than
that's
9
fine.
lives, that Kenny.
Oh my goodness.
This one, I'm not sure of.
Well, some of the shit that I weaseled out myself out of, you would think I have several. Audra. All right. Bob's got a question. Where is the Go Girl? Oh my god. The questions are like all like way off the topic.
There is no topic,
May have
right?
to leave if that does not debut tonight. Okay, I won't leave. But still, so I did not make that.
I'm sorry,
Um,
Bob. I totally forgot. I
yeah.
was actually going to, and I
It's-
just
He
It
sent
just-
us a picture. Did he? Was that through a message? Or was that
I think it
through-
was just on Facebook.
It was just on Facebook. Okay, so let me see if I can pull that up. It was pretty cool. It was Grogu as a drink, and I was like, "Wow, that's neat."
Yeah, it kind of was like a martini. He had like a little robe
Yeah,
on.
I don't do martinis though. Like, I'm definitely not a martini guy.
I would drink a martini. Chocolate
would drink?
martinis are yummy.
I'm
Well,
not seeing it.
A
So
lot
I
of
don't
martinis
know.
have vodka
Yeah, I
in
don't
them.
know.
I mean, if I had one, I would do one. I mean, I would try a martini. I'm sure I have. I bartended, so at some point, I'm sure I tried it just to try it. I'm not much of a drinker, except for if it's in coffee.
Right.
I'll drink
I hear
almost
you.
anything.
All right.
I have a question.
Hold on. You missed one here. Here. Okay.
What did I miss?
I just started.
Okay.
That's good. Any cool projects you were working on that you can talk about at present? Hey, Daniel Reed. No. No. Let's see. What's something one project I've been working on forever is a video on the Brown Lady of Raymond Hall. It's if you don't know what it is, then you're definitely not into the paranormal. It's probably arguably the most well-known ghost photograph in history. And other people have looked at it. Other people have given their impressions of it, and I've always wanted to tackle it because I want to tackle it in a different kind of. I don't know if it's a different kind of way. Like I want to say a different kind of way, but then I think how many people have said, "Oh, we do things a little bit different," and it's never different. So I wanted to do it my way, basically, and go through all the steps possible to show why it could not be a ghost and why it could not have been done the way the two photographers claim it was done. To the point where I went and I think I showed it on a show a couple of weeks ago. I bought a camera that's comparable to what they had back then. So I have the actual camera that you would use, and the same kind of process. So I have that in the works, and like each time I start that video, something else comes up, or I realize something else, or something comes available. Like the camera became available, and I was like, oh, well, that would really make a good part of the video. I got to get that because now I can show exactly what the process was. I don't have to explain it. So I got that coming up. I've been working on my interview with Leo Igwe. He was a speaker here about 2 weeks ago, and he came in and talked about humanism and persecution. He did a lecture for us that was about humanism and pretty much freedom from religion over in Nigeria, South Africa, and locations like that, where it's very intense and very difficult to be free of religion. But I sat down with him and we talked about witchcraft accusations and the horrors that went along with that. And I think I mentioned it. We went into it a little bit in an earlier show, but all of this stuff that we see or we've heard about in history about witch accusations and witch burnings and stuff like that, it still goes on. This is not something that's ancient history. It still goes on today.
It's so sad.
Where people are, I mean, it's not just people, families, sons and daughters accusing their parents of witchcraft and taking part in killings, ritual killings, their own family members. And it's something that still happens today. You know, if something goes wrong, if you lost your job, if things are going bad, or someone,
Yeah, you can say
that you
someone
loved,
cursed you.
yeah, they think that they're cursed, and they, as I understand it, and this is from my interview with Leo, he told us that there's what are they called? They're not witch doctors. They are like he called them priests. And they're like traditional priests. That's what they are. Traditional African religious priests. I think that's the full term that he used. And they're basically psychics. When I say psychics, I mean pretty much the psychics that we have today,
Right.
around here. And the psychics are telling them, the person goes to the psychic or ritual priest and says, "Hey, I think we're cursed, and I have an idea that it might be this person." And the psychic goes, "Yeah, you're right. It's them." And that's like their evidence.
Yeah, that's it. Now we can go
That's
after
all.
her.
And it's considered a community service if you out and kill a witch. And there's like no other proof. It's just that. It's just someone thinking like, I either blame them with no evidence, or I don't like them and I blame them
Yeah,
anyway.
Kenny would already be dead.
I'd be so dead. So dead so many times.
The most haunted house in Connecticut. He was fun.
Looking forward to seeing him again this year.
Hey, maybe we can hit him while we're out there. Aren't we
Hit
going to
him?
be that way? I mean,
we'll be close.
visit.
Yeah, we might
Somewhere,
be close.
huh?
We're going on vacation in that general area.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, it was I sat down with Leo. I actually sit up here in the seminar room back here at the office, and I had 3 cameras set up, and 7 minutes in, one of the cameras, which was the one that was on him. So I had like a wide view that was both of us straight on. I had one on me and then one on him, and the one on him like died 7 minutes in. I was like, oh man. But I still have all the audio. I still have the 2 views, so I'm going to make it work. I'm going to edit it through. But I mean, I expected like a half hour, and we spoke for an hour and a half, and we could have gone longer. And he was just telling me stories and how he went to seminary. He went to seminary at 12 years old.
Because
Like
that was the
12.
best education
Yeah.
that he could get.
Well,
Like that, they knew like the Christian schools were the best education in that area. So his parents put him in the seminary so he could get a good education. And then he went through a process where he just realized like this wasn't for me. And some of the examples that he gave of his reasoning, like for one, I'll give you an example. He was talking about there was one of the priests used to, I think, bullwhip him. Bullwhip. They would use a
I don't
rod.
know.
A rod. That's what it was. Use a rod and beat the kids. And he would do it like excessively to the point where they retaliated, and they came in one morning and someone had poured acid all over his car. and like acid, like burn through and stuff, all over his car. And it was a block away from the church. And his reason, Leo's like, I don't understand. Like, God's supposed to be in that house. It's a block away. Why couldn't God tell us who poured the acid on the teacher's car? Why? I don't understand that. And that's the kind of things that he was bringing up throughout his schooling. And he's like, that's when I finally decided, like, I'm done with this. So he went into that. He went into a lot of the witchcraft accusations and what happens and some of the things that he saw. And he describes them, and it got a little graphic at some points, but I didn't like censor him because like this is a big deal, and if people want to help, they should hear the full story. You shouldn't sugarcoat this kind of shit. Yeah. So we talked for an hour and a half, which I think is great. So I'm editing that video to get it up on our CFI site. What else am I working on? I'm working on a bunch of stuff. I know we have a lecture next week. Melanie Tressa King will be here. So we have, I know we're going to be setting up for that next week. We have the board coming up. So I have a lot of stuff out here. I've been doing a lot of projects out in the seminar room, which is a big room. And one of these days I'll have to take pictures and post them so people know what I'm talking about. But I have a whole bunch of display cases. I filled them, but we're making them even better. It's almost like a mini museum out there now, and it's really cool looking. We're adding more stuff, more educational stuff. Leo Igwe, when he was here, he's starting like a critical thinking program for kids, and he had this big poster that's laminated, and it's going through some of the steps, and he had an activity book that was all about questions. Like, Tim, you would love this because it's all about asking questions, questioning everything, asking questions. What kind of questions should you ask? And it's a really cool activity book. And he was so nice that he autographed both the poster and the book and left it with us. So we have that, and we're going to put it on display with some of his articles and some of the other things, some pictures I have of I took of him doing a lecture. So we have that. There's a couple articles. I just did an article. I just submitted it to editing, where it's and this will actually be interesting because this was an idea that Donna gave me. We were at a lecture, and the guy was talking. I forget the guy's name. This sucks.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
Memory.
Don't try to think of it. Think of something else.
Okay.
He's getting old.
Well, basically, it was a lecture about fakery, deep fakes, photoshopping images, and all have to do with politics. And the tools that he was using, I hadn't heard before. And I was like, wow, this is cool. Like there's a, I think it's called TinEye, tineye.com. And you go to this site and you can put in a link to a video if you think it's been deep faked, if it's been manipulated, and it will go through the entire video and give you like a percentage of what it thinks. It's like AI. Thanks, Tom Redman. Yeah, thanks Susan. Thank you very much. So it was really good, and we were talking, and Donna's like, that would really be something good for her father, because her father has a difficulty with some of the online stuff, misinformation.
Yeah, it's hard to, when you get messages saying, oh, Microsoft needs you to call them right away because you have to be updated. Like
all the email scams.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So we started talking more about it, and I was like, it might be even better if we got other people that I know into this. So I reached out to other investigators that I know, like Ben Rafford, of course, because Ben, whatever.
He's in the chat tonight.
Is he in the chat?
Yeah, he's here. He's here.
I love the guy. I love. We have such a good older, younger brother kind of rivalry because he's the older brother and he's old. Anyway, but I talked to him. I did talk to Susan Gerbic. She contributed. Mick West. And then who else? Oh, Brian Dunning. I talked to a few people like that and put together like their favorite internet-based tools that they use. So they explain what the tools are and how they use them to help. And I just put it all together in a nice little article and just submitted that. It was actually really cool. Some of them, like one, Mick West gave us 2 that were based on aircraft because he does a lot of UFO videos and looking at UFO videos and figuring out what people are seeing out the windows and stuff. And it was a tracker. It tracks all the planes in real time in the area, and I was fascinated. I had the whole Buffalo area up, and I was looking at it like, oh, you can put your cursor on top of any plane, and it gives you like the ID number, everything,
Oh, wow.
all the information about it.
Oh, that's pretty
And
cool. That's all public knowledge.
It gives you the line from where it came from. Like you can trace it all the way back to where it took off. And I'm like, oh, look at that. That is awesome. That's amazing. So yeah, after I got done playing with that, and then I got done playing with the other ones. And I mean, I play with almost every tool that they gave me because some of these I didn't know about. But then I eventually put it up. It's an article. Hopefully it'll be out maybe next week. So that'll help. I think everyone can benefit from stuff like that because that'll help you look up things more. You can investigate mysteries on your own and maybe have those resources that you wouldn't normally have. So really cool stuff. I loved it. Then there was one from McDonald's. It tracks all the burgers in the area. Nice. But so those are some of the things I've been working on. And there's more. There's much more. I have a whole list.
Susan said you were just working with Richard Saunders.
Oh, yeah, we did. So Susan is doing these webinars, which is really, really cool. I mean, it's helping the groups. I think it's mostly for, and correct me, Susan, if you want to jump on real quick to explain it a little bit better, I'm going to put yeah, there it is. I'll put the link back in the chat room if you want to pop on and just explain it a little bit better. But basically, they're webinars for a lot of our branch offices and our affiliate groups for CFI. And it's more team building. It's getting people out there more, getting people to appear in person for meetings, for events and stuff, and talking about this stuff where it's like, hey, like how do we get people in the door? How do we get or present better in person and Zoom kind of meetings? How do we do presentations like that? And then the one that Richard Saunders and so Richard Saunders from the Skeptic Zone podcast, awesome guy. I mean, I think him and I could sit and talk for hours and hours and hours on end and not run out of things to talk about, and also insert jokes all the time. Like we're really good at bouncing ideas off of each other and just playing off of each other's comments. So, but we were talking about how to approach people with different perspectives, different beliefs. Like basically, like if believers or sort of believers come to one of your events, how do you make it inclusive but not catering too much for them? Oh, Susan here. So hold on, we're going to get it right from her mouth. Hey, you.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. I've been working in the yard all day. Forgive me. I look like whatever.
You look
fine.
I'll live.
Fine. So tell us about these webinars.
So I'm doing these webinars with Center for Inquiry because I'm the ambassador for Center for Inquiry. And what we're doing is we're trying to get the gang back together again worldwide. We're trying to see if we can get other groups, boom, 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 all over to start getting more active again.
Okay.
We had a lot of people that just lost it during the pandemic. We just could not, they couldn't keep up. They couldn't do it, and they're gone if they were not on strong footing beforehand. And so everybody's struggling. And so there's a few groups that are trying to start up, which is great. Santa Cruz County Skeptics, West Virginia Skeptic Society, maybe Lodi, California Skeptics. So there's groups that are trying to attempt to start back up, but we're finding that everybody has different kinds of issues where, maybe it's this that's a problem, or maybe it's that, and so on. Everybody's having different issues. So what Eric and I have done, people are saying hi.
That's so awesome.
It's so distracting, but hi, you guys. So
everybody loves you.
It's weird. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to anticipate some of the most common problems. And one of them is was getting hybrids events back together. Like, how can you meet in person and also allow for people who are watching via Zoom.
or something like that.
And also on YouTube much later. How can we make sure that those people feel like they're part of the conversation? They can still ask questions. We break the fourth wall by saying hi to everybody in YouTube land who's watching this afterwards or on Facebook.
God,
Hi,
Super
y'all.
said hi to everyone in the future.
Everybody in the future, whatever device you're looking at this on, this is 2023.
That's
Okay.
a good idea.
I want to be a hologram.
We're
Hi,
just
everyone.
trying to be more open to the idea that there are people who are still not comfortable with coming back, and most people are not even like present. They couldn't show up because they're not
Right.
in that space. So we want to make
Right.
sure that they're comfortable doing that and they feel part of the conversation as well. So we put out a video on that. We put a video out on how people make mistakes with their filming, just silly things, and like virtual backgrounds, how to have a good virtual background so it's interesting. Like, you know, we want it to be static. We don't want like people
Like
walking
Tim.
behind you.
Like I don't like the virtual backgrounds because
No, I don't either.
there's
I'd rather
nothing.
have this.
Yeah,
Like, you
when you
see 'em.
move, it
Everyone,
shifts
yeah,
and it just looks
it's
funny.
obvious that it's a virtual background.
Well, but some people have to. Like if you're staying in a hotel room and you've got to get on the call or whatever. But my point is that you don't want moving objects because then your eyes just looking at that moving object back there and they're not listening to you. They're watching the object back there. So little things like that. Just how to have yeah. How to have a better experience doing virtual or in-person
Right.
events. And we talk, and that's why I knew Tom Redmond's name because we used him as one of the examples. Because at one point he walks off into the side of the screen, and he on the video that was done at Western New York Skeptics at your facility right there where you're in, and for people in the live audience, they said, "Oh, that's cool. We can see him. There's no problem. He's moving around back and forth." But to people watching on Zoom,
Right.
he went into a dark shadow.
Oh,
And
okay.
people couldn't see him. It was just like this voice speaking from somewhere.
Like
and-
Donna.
Yeah. So we didn't. So those kinds of things that we can be fixed. They're little tweaks.
Right.
So we've also had one on how to advertise outside of your bubble. So if you're going to have a talk and you're advertising it, like Kenny, you're coming out to Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, and so on. Hopefully I'm going to get to come see you. But
no, you better.
well, it's only like a 15-hour drive for me. That's all.
All
My
I hear is
gosh.
excuses.
Just
It's
fly.
2
Nope.
days for me to
Just-
drive there.
Take the train.
Yeah, take the train.
Oh, I'd love to take the train. Wow, that'd be interesting.
There
What
you
an
go.
idea. Donna is the smarter of the group.
I am.
I think so. I'm gonna look that up. So,
Look it up.
the point is, it's one thing to have somebody come and do us talk and then say, "Hey, you guys, we're doing a talk," and you put it on Facebook and you put it up on Meetup, and you're only speaking to the choir, the people who are already members of the group.
Right,
And
right.
they are like, I don't know if I can go or whatever. So what we're taught, one of our whole webinars was on how to market it beyond it, like to the local newspapers. Believe it or not, people still read newspapers, print newspapers and
Yeah,
online
I
newspapers.
believe it.
And then, you know, and how to put it into different venues so that more people can see it who could actually physically walk there and go. And then the one you and Saunders were on, oh my gosh, you guys are such a kick. I love you guys so much.
Mhm.
It's just, but you're, it's like, I'm the adult.
Yeah, I feel that way
Yeah,
I'm
all
not used to being
the
the
time.
adult in the room. I'm
Ah.
one of the characters, you know. So we had to do this. So what we did is we put on this talk, and it's not on YouTube yet. We just did it Wednesday, right? Yeah.
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 And it's going to be out in a few weeks, and it's on how to have conversations with believers and people who may even be on the side of our community, but that aren't eloquent speakers, or they don't answer a question with a question, and they're, you know, how do you handle those kind of situations? So that was really fun. We could have talked for 5 hours easily, but that wasn't going to happen.
So much. It was a lot of. It was nice hearing a different perspective because Richard was. I mean, a lot of the things we agreed on, and even if we didn't agree 100%, it was just a variation, and it was like, oh, well, you know what? That's a good idea. Like, I like what he's saying, and I'll incorporate what he was saying. So I mean, I love when I can do a webinar or a lecture like that, and I still learn something.
Mhm.
I mean, that's
I learned
pretty cool.
something.
So
It was great.
Yeah.
I learned how to just interrupt you guys and start talking because I would never have gotten through that. We would
That's
never
right.
have made it an hour. We said we're
Yep.
doing an hour.
I agree. You have to just interrupt.
He was like, all right, you guys.
She knows how to interrupt.
I know I need to
Just
go to the
start
next
throwing
question
shit.
now.
Yeah.
Tim's agreeing with me. So like we might do a webinar on, so I'm going to have these listening sessions. Eric's going to get these set up. I think I'm going to do 5 of them, and they're going to be at different hours and different days of the week so that people around the world can enjoy it and go. And what it is going to be, they're going to be Zoom sessions that are recorded, and there probably maybe 5 people will show up for each one of these, and like people from different groups.
Right.
They're going to be live on the screen like we are now. And what I want to do is I want to hear from them. What are their issues? What are their successes? What are things that they want to know? What is it that they need help on? And then we'll put those out and we can learn from them, and we'll be able to use them for future webinars, as well as like maybe finding experts, people who already do these things. We were just talking about Tim today too. And just letting you know, Tim. I had a nice long, you. I'm looking right at you. Can't you see me looking at you?
Did it have to do?
About you.
Did it have to do with my felony?
I didn't think you wanted that mentioned here. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, so I mean, I was talking to Daniel.
Okay.
What did you call him earlier today, Daniela?
I read it too. I Danielle.
Danielle.
I didn't have my glasses on. Like it's all a blur. I don't. And I was like, oh.
Okay, so I was talking to Daniel today, and what I did is I did an interview with him, and I did an interview with Greg Rowe from the Santa Cruz County Skeptics, and it's going to be on the Skeptic Zone. I'm editing it and put it up there. It's just a promo that there's a group in the area that's starting up, and the suggestion that if you don't have a group nearby, maybe you should start up. And Daniel was talking about Tim. He was saying what a help he has been. You know, the things that you did, you came up with a graphic. I think you hired somebody for the graphics. And also you put the website together, I think.
Yeah.
So these are skills that people don't always have. They don't know who to go to or what to do. And I'm not volunteering you, Tim. I'm not saying, Tim,
go to Tim.
Can you do this for everybody? But what I'm saying is that these are skills that maybe somebody has that is not they don't want to be on the show. They don't want to be public, but they have skills. Like somebody could come up with more logos. Somebody can help design websites. Somebody could design or run a Facebook page. There are people like Squaring the Strange. I think there's somebody who runs their public, or like private-ish Facebook group. I mean, as an admin and all that stuff. That's a lot of stuff that somebody else could do. The people who run the podcast, they don't have time for that kind of stuff. You need people behind the scenes. So there's a zillion things that could be done. And I want to talk to people and ask them, what is it you need help on? And then I'm going to ask people to say, hey, Tim, could you help us learn could you talk to people about how you did that thing? And then you and several other people will be on the screen. And then you can share your wisdom. It'll be recorded, and then we'll put it up on the group resources page for Center for Inquiry. And so that's what I want to do. We have, can I still talk for a minute longer? I know I'm
sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm stuck on Tim doing his thing.
He was great. Daniel was talking about him. So,
thank you, Daniel.
So some of the things we want to do, here's some of the discussions. We'll just get this out there right now. Things people I think need help on. How to build a YouTube channel. How to do all that, like getting it monetized. Is that the right word? Monetized.
I got you.
How what does that mean? How do you put up an intro and an outro? How do you, and we can even do things on like light editing, how to edit a video, how to edit audio, just little things like that would be helpful to a group. Other things that people I think would benefit from. Should a group charge an admission? I know when people go to the one in your group in Western New York, like they charge them $10 or something like that if you have
it's non-members. Yeah. Non-members.
So people pay.
Yeah.
Or if you're a member, you pay. And some groups do that around the country, around the world. But other groups don't. Monterey County Skeptics doesn't charge. When I do a big event, I have a bucket and I say, throw money in there if you want.
Right.
And we'll raise a few $100s in some events, and it's enough to kind of skate through. But some people, so should we do that? Should you charge? Should you not charge? How do you run a meetup? How do you make those really awesome graphics? Those things that go on a YouTube video or a meetup or a Facebook.
Yeah.
How do you make it the right size, and how do you get it so that it's interesting, so that people want to go to it? Okay, those are things. And then should you have a board?
Are you looking at a list? You are. I was like, wait, what's she looking at?
Of course, I write things down. I love pencil and paper, and I scan everything, so everything's pretty much scanned. So the other things I do: creating photos for events, how to so we got a whole bunch of stuff. How to redo videos. Oh, awards and achievements. Some places, like in Indiana, at the end of the year, they do they do give like certificates to people who are volunteers for the group, and they have a big party for them. And I never would have thought of doing something like that. And Eric was there, and he says they loved it. The volunteers were just like, "Oh, this is great. Thank you so much for my certificate." And it was just a piece of paper and signed and some recognition. And so we want to do those kinds of things. Other ones we're going to do are, I want to do one or two on on SciCon.
Yeah.
How to go to SciCon as a brand new person, and how to meet people and what to expect.
Yeah.
Wear a sweater. And then also maybe doing some scholarships. If you can't go, could you raise a little bit of money and send somebody in your group to go? If not SciCon, maybe QED, or I'm going to be at the Australian Skeptics.
Ooh.
And the
I would love to go there.
Come on, Donna, let's go.
All right.
So I'm doing both of those. And
She
it's
would
a
have
lot of work, Kenny. It is a lot of work.
I know.
It is not a magic wand. Nobody waves. I have to do a lot. And other ideas. So we're going to do that. And we're going to be doing that. I'll probably be talking to you, Kenny, about maybe helping out with the SciCon ones. How to throw a solstice party, how to have a trivia night, how to anyway. So that's what I'm working on with Center for Inquiry. And I'm so glad you let me come on your talk.
Our solstice party is summer solstice is coming up.
You guys do a big good one.
We do. Well, I've only been to the winter one because that was the first one that we went to, and that was big. Yeah, we had.
It was really nice.
We had 25
we've never done anything like that in Monterey County Skeptics. Awesome. I understand you're having an eclipse come over just for a party. My God,
we are.
You arranged that.
There might be a plan.
How'd you do that?
I put a call. I know people.
That's how you can tell you have a good budget.
Yeah.
Seriously, I think
I made a call. I said, "Hey, next year."
Well, hey,
Buffalo.
Janine Denoma in Corvallis, Oregon, in 2018 or 17. She had to go right over her house.
Yeah.
And we had a huge party of it. You're going to go over to her house. You're going to see it's a cabin on a side of a mountain, and you'll be there. You're going there for a barbecue in August.
Oh, nice. You'll be there.
It's going to be so much fun. You're going to love it. I've been there many times.
Next year.
Yeah, it's going to be right
we're
here.
Right in.
Well, she arranged it first. It went. We had skeptics come in from all over. Mick West came out.
Oh, that's.
He
cool.
saw I was in Oregon. And he says, he's Mr. Shy. He texts me, "Do you mind if I go to this place you're at, because I'm kind of a little farther on the outskirts and I have my wife and my father-in-law with me. Do you mind?" I'm like, "Come on down."
Yep.
We took some amazing photos. We climbed up this giant hill, and I took some wonderful video of the people watching the eclipse.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was much more fun.
We're not only are we going to have it here, but like I said, we only live across the parking lot, so I can sit in my backyard and I can go like this.
It's going to be right there in the backyard.
I'm going to have cameras set up. I'm going to, and then I'm going to do the same thing because I can get up onto the roof. So when we have everyone here, I'm going to get some pictures.
I just put it on a tripod and I pointed it at people, and it was fascinating because it got really quiet, and then you saw it get dark. The video's up on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you could see people kind of going like this because they're wearing their t-shirts or tank tops, and then all of a sudden they're kind of like this. It's the first time I've ever been like that, and it got gray and dark, and then all the birds and the insects stopped making noise, and then you just saw it just across their faces, the whole thing, and then the transformation, and it was just like and there was this couple, and they kissed whenever it happened. It was so cute, and it was neat.
It's the date is April 8th of next year. April 8th.
Yeah, April
Yeah.
8th.
And we have stuff in the works. I'm not going to say what
I
it
can
is.
say, I
but
can say they've got
no.
stuff in the works.
We have stuff in the works.
That's what I
And
said. You have
if
stuff in the
If you
works.
show up, you might get stuff.
If I have to sleep on your guys' couch, can I come
Come
to
on.
sleep? Okay,
You're
so
welcome to come over.
if I come out there and I can't get a
First
hotel room,
time.
because that's what happened in Oregon. Oregon was just insane.
I'll tell
couldn't
you what,
find
yeah.
anything.
We have two
Like-
hotels right here, and if you guys
They'll be sold out. They'll be sold
mean,
out, Donna.
book them now.
Look,
They'll be sold out, but I
Look.
can't know.
first come.
I'm
first
coming to your
serve.
couch if
We
I have
have a
to. So you
couch.
reserve it.
We have a couch. We have a small spare bedroom. So
I'll take
you,
the couch. I'm fine.
whoever wants to come and get those, and if you want, if we know you, let
Feel
me put that
free,
disclaimer in
yeah.
there. As long as we know you and you want to hang out, you can pop a tent in the backyard, and you're fine.
That's what Janine did. She had a porta potties brought in.
Yeah.
She had that
Oh,
many
well,
people
I'm
in
not
her
doing
in her
that.
house.
I'm
Go
not doing
pee
that,
on the
but
other side
you
in the
can
college
just come to
dorms.
the center and go to the
Okay.
bathroom.
But yeah,
I'm letting you know ahead of time. If I
We'll
show
put you
up
down for
and
the
I
couch.
can't get a hotel room, you'll know far in advance, but don't give away one of those couches.
okay.
We won't.
The
They
couch
can
is
sleep
yours.
on the floor next to me. I don't care.
We got reclining couches.
Yeah,
No, I want a couch that's flat.
you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it. All right, we're
Okay,
getting.
so should I let you guys go back to what you're doing? Oh, look at my Glasgow Skeptic shirts. Isn't that
I
nice?
see that. It's
So
nice.
what we want to do is we really want to try to. This is what I was talking to Daniel about too. Let's get these shirts printed up and get them and get. I like the logo. I thought it was great, Tim. That was really clever. It was gorgeous. And so I said I have to have one of those too. And so, anyway. It's a long story short. I think we should all start working on getting our swag together because PsyCon's coming up, and the best way to get a logo. Okay, but I told Daniel, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Tim.
You guys are having
Yes.
problems finding people in West Virginia that are in our mindset. I said, Daniel, I said,
We got that.
there are people in West Virginia. They do not know you have started a group and would love to join, but probably didn't realize there was other people who thought like them, and they're saying to themselves, I thought I was all alone here. And so when you go to PsyCon, yes, Susan, I said, when you go to PsyCon and you're wearing a shirt that says, West Virginia
Right.
Skeptic Society, I swear, and this is being recorded, right?
Yes.
Okay, all you guys holding me to this, I'm making a prediction.
Uh-oh.
I predict that somebody's going to come up to you legitimately, who's not watching this right now, legitimately will come up to Tim or Daniel or your spouse, or whoever you bring with you, who's wearing that shirt and is going to say to you, I had no idea there were skeptics in West Virginia, and I'm in West Virginia.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? Where are you meeting and all that stuff? I swear somebody's going to do that when they see your shirt. Or if I'm wearing your shirt. Somebody's going to.
Yeah, I agree.
We've
Believe that.
recorded this. It's there right now, right?
Yep.
It's there.
I mean, I've seen that. I've been witness to that,
Mhm.
where people have looked at shirts. I didn't know that. What? Where are you from? There's a group there. I didn't know that.
Absolutely. Today, just today, I say,
Today?
Adrian, and I'm not drinking.
Is that today?
Yeah, just
Today.
today, Adrian Hill, who's probably here now.
Giggles.
Adrian, are you there? I can't see her.
She was
She
here.
was here.
Oh, okay, well, whatever. She's gone now. She's not going to hear this, but
She
she
might
did
be
a
here.
she did a article that just appeared in Skeptical Acquire
Yeah, I saw that.
today.
I
And
read
one of the things she mentions in that article is that she was in Calgary, Canada, which is this fake place. Canada doesn't really exist. But she was in this place in Calgary, she says. And there's this other place called Toronto. Yeah, thank you. The Toronto. And they're not close. They're like this far apart on the map. I don't know how far that
Like
is. But it's,
inches.
It's pretty far.
no, it's like a long something.
Canada's pretty big.
So I've been told. I'm not sure it's real, but anyway, so they're far apart. So Adrian's over here in Calgary, and she doesn't really know any skeptics or anything, and she flies all the way over to Toronto to go to a atheist conference. She goes over there, and that's where she meets this person who's also in her town in Calgary. And they're really good friends now. But it was like she had to go all the way over to this other conference to meet another skeptic that was just around the corner from her. Well, I don't think really around the corner, but you know what I mean.
So just for
Close enough.
the record, it is 3,239 kilometers apart.
So is that like this big?
No,
That's-
it's like across the whole continental United States.
It's pretty much, yeah. If you start from Buffalo, yeah, oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah,
Like
yeah. 'Cause
Ontario area
Toronto
all the
is-
way over.
Toronto's right here, not far from Buffalo. So for me to drive out to Calgary, it would be 32 hours. So it's
Yeah, it's-
3,200,
it's- Close to-
32 hours?
Close to Alaska.
32 hours. Yeah, I could have driven that.
My thing just died.
And you want me to go up to, whew. Yeah, so that's my point is that you will find people if you wear the shirts and swag and stuff like that. So I've got my Glasgow Skeptic shirt on right now, not knowing I was going to be on this right now, but the Glasgow Skeptics are awesome. Adrienne says she's here.
All
We're
right.
just talking about her. I hope she's sitting
We
down.
are.
But yeah, I'm working on a jigsaw puzzle, so I'm listening to you guys in the other room. So I'm going to go back and listen to it. I don't want to take over your whole show.
She's like, I'm doing a puzzle. I'm gonna go back to it now.
Well, you
It's all
can't
good.
have me here all day. I'm
I know.
not the host. I'm not the guest. Go back to Tim. Oh, and look, here's Mark.
Who is it?
Hey, Mark.
You're live
Hey.
right now.
Hey,
Hey, buddy.
Come on, Kenny.
there he
This
is.
is
Hey, bud.
Tim, this is Mark Edward.
Oh, I was
Hello,
looking at
Mark.
the skeleton. Hi. Sorry. With a
Mark,
skeleton,
Mark
I
shows up, and the
first
first
time
thing you
ever
notice
looked.
is death.
It's
The
what?
angel of death.
The angel of death,
The angel
exactly.
of death.
So
What are you
All
guys
right.
talking about now?
Oh, Susan's talking the whole time. I mean, you know that.
I'm not
Susan's in
saying
in their
anything.
He
room.
told me I
I'm
was
just
listening.
nodding my
I
head.
was doing a jigsaw puzzle in the other room, and I have my laptop on,
Uh-huh.
and I heard Kenny say, "Oh, let me put the link to this if Susan can pop on real quick." And
Exactly.
Well, that didn't take long. Within
It's like
10
I was
seconds.
The only quick part was how fast she got on here.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you
All right.
have fun,
Go.
Dervick.
I'm
Go
off.
do-
I'm going
Go
back
do
to my
your
puzzle.
puzzle.
Oh, you are?
Okay, bye everybody. I'm
Bye,
watching.
bye.
Bye, Susan.
How do I get off this darn thing?
Hit the X. Hit the
Hit the
X.
X.
Which X?
The
The
big
one
X.
in the corner.
Oh, the
And-
one that says leave. Okay, bye.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
a 4.5 hour
so
flight.
funny. 4.5 hour flight is doable. I mean, that's not that bad. Well, you know what? The problem was because when I looked it up, because when I was considering going to the Week in Reason
Yeah.
conference, it was like, yeah, it's a 4.5 hour flight, but all the flights had like a 15-hour layover in between.
Oh,
So
Yeah, so it's
nasty.
I think I had to fly to New York City ish around there to fly that way, the other way to Calgary. So it was a long layover. And I was like, I don't think I can do that. But hopefully next year. I mean, I know about it. It was a short notice too. Because I kind of like got involved with it at last minute. So I was there in spirit digitally. I was there because I did a video for them, which they played during the conference, which was pretty cool. That was neat. So I got to participate virtually. But all right, so let's do. Do we have a possible quick question, and then we'll do our break, and then we'll come back. I know we got questions piled up. I appreciate everyone putting their questions in and hanging out and waiting. But Susan's doing a lot of work, and anytime I get to promote that, I'm going to do it because it's really good stuff. I mean, the webinars that she's doing, and just not with us and with just herself, they're really good. And there's a lot of information, and it's helping getting our community back together and reaching out and finding more people that might not know there's a community. I still get emails where somebody reads an article, like somebody read my Blackwell Ghost article. So we're going back like 5 or 6 years now. They just found it because they watched the film, and they email me saying, first, thank you for all the information, and two, they never knew there was any kind of skeptical community, and now they want to get involved. And I was like, that's awesome. That's really good to hear. So this kind of information that she's putting out is really important. I benefit. I think everyone watching can benefit because everyone can do something. Seriously, like if you don't have a lot of time or if you don't know if you can contribute, you can. Like Tim does a lot of stuff with building websites, but I mean, I'm not putting you on the spot here, but like stuff that you can do. If you can do anything like manage a web page or like a Facebook group, and that's all you want to do, or that's all you feel you can do, that still helps because that takes some pressure off of the people that are running it. Like if this show, I couldn't do this show every week if Donna wasn't here. Because if she's not here and then I can't get, if Tim's busy, then I struggle because there's so much involved with working this and getting this going. So I really rely on other people to do things like this. And if you have a group or you want to start a group or get into a group, contribute.
I never got my W-2s.
It's in the mail.
Oh, okay. I'll check.
USPS, it takes a little bit. And you're out there in the boondocks, so
It is true.
you might have to wait a little bit.
Our mail gets dropped from an airplane.
How you doing? You
I think
still
it's 9:00. Let's just break.
Oh, okay. It's 9:00. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
You talk.
All right. So we're gonna take our tea break. Everyone, you can unload and reload.
I gotta pee. I'm ready.
Wow.
All right. So let me cue up the commercial here, and you got 4 minutes and 11 seconds from now. That's good. That's good stuff. Woo.
Ooh, that's a
Feel
lot of
better?
coffee. That's a
Everybody
lot
feel
of
better?
coffee with alcohol to hold on to for an hour.
Right? I know.
Oh man. Woo.
I think that we should market podcast adult diapers. I think it would work.
Ooh,
Right?
I like that idea.
You need
Yeah.
that stadium buddy.
Except like, you think people would be like making faces like,
I don't.
He's doing it now. He's doing it now.
He's
Yeah, right.
peeing, he's peeing.
He stopped talking. Kenny's like
You
in
could-
thought. Wait,
You
wait.
could give away like prizes for people that picks it out when you do.
Yeah, right. We could do that.
Oh my goodness, that's good. All right, we got a bunch of questions
Yeah, we do have some.
that piled up in no way because of Susan's short talk. All right, John Kennedy, what are your thoughts on? Oh my God, I can't even say that.
Abiogenesis.
Abiogenesis. Does it make it nature? Does that make it nature making, creating new consciousness? Tim?
Yes, I'm going to say I don't know what the hell that is, so I'm going to go.
Okay.
There we go. We're gonna look that up right now, John. We're gonna learn something new tonight.
Biogenesis.
Let's see if Kenny can spell it correctly.
Ha ha.
I just type it in until it fills itself out.
There you go.
I know, right?
The idea that life arose from non-life more than 3.5 billion years ago on Earth proposes that the first life forms generated were very simple and through a gradual process became increasingly complex. Isn't that evolution? I mean,
I don't know what the difference is.
I'd have to look deeper into this. I don't know where.
I mean, that
A
looks
bio.
like Genesis, I think, is the beginning, and a bio must be that's the prefix. So let me see if I can just look up a bio.
The origin of
Bio.
life is the natural process by which life has arisen from non-living matter, such as simple organic compounds. That's confusing to me. I mean, this is out of my wheelhouse, so that's my disclaimer right now.
We're gonna write that
But,
down and we're gonna look it up.
If it's simple organic compounds,
Here we go.
like when I
Here's
hear
Daniel.
organic
Daniel's helping.
is the beginning of life. Well,
So I think what
I'm
it
gonna-
is saying it's the spark of life from no life.
Spark of life from no life. Well, I would say, you know what? It was probably the metachlorians that did it. I'm going to go with that. So
Evolution is what happens after.
yes. So yeah, I mean,
Thanks, Daniel.
the idea that life arose from non-life. And then what's the question? Can you put that question back up?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are your thoughts on it? Does that make it nature making, creating new consciousness? I think what you're saying is like it's the natural process. Things came together and formed. Like again, this is way out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But I think like didn't compounds come together, the first amino acids. This is way out of my league. I'm going to be totally honest. This is out of my league.
Sounds
I
like a
don't know.
three tortured souls.
I'm gonna write
topic.
this down. But I mean, Daniel, do you know more about this? Because if Daniel knows more about this, then
You know, I started to say it seems like I've run across an article or a publication about scientists trying to recreate what it was like at the time that they believe life popped in.
so recreate. Is that like this experiment in the glass jar kind of thing?
I
maybe-
think it's what it was. It was like a glass bell. Or,
Miller-Urey experiment. So let's look that up because I want to make sure that's what I'm.
but yeah, I feel like I'm 75% that that's what it was about. But I don't want to say because I'm really not sure.
I have this
John says yes.
slight studio issue where my key light up here, when it's on, it shines down on my keyboard just in the right way where I can't see the letters on my keyboard, and I am not a good
Typist?
I'm not a good typist without looking.
John says yes.
Experiment was a chemistry experiment carried out in 1952 that simulated conditions through thought at the time to be present in the atmosphere of early prebiotic Earth. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I have seen this.
So he's
Sorry.
saying plant life.
I think it's like compounds that came together and they weren't technically alive, but these compounds came together, and with a little bit of electricity from lightning, bzz, we get life, like a Frankenstein. I mean, that's totally what I went to.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. But I think like that, I would say yeah. I mean, I think that's the general consensus. I think I
Yeah.
could be mistaken, but that's what I thought was the
I
way
think
it
that's
happened.
a question for Neil deGrasse Tyson.
But yeah, if we'd probably get a biologist. That would maybe. I don't know.
That sounds. You'd probably need a few.
Sort of right,
Here's a follow-up question.
dude. Tim, do you think that quantum mechanics explains? Well, you did take a class in that twice, right?
Yeah,
that was
God.
stats. That was stats.
Yeah, stats. I took stats twice because I loved it
Okay.
so much.
So I wrote this down.
I don't know
And-
the answer to that. So just to address John's question, I really don't know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I want to look into this a little bit more and see
Yeah,
if I can
we'll
get a
learn
better
something
understanding of it. And then maybe we can chat a little bit more, John, and go from there. Question
Oh.
for Divine Donna: how about the new spam martini?
I have not seen the spam martini. I saw like a martini in a can, but if there's ham involved in a drink, I'm not drinking it. I don't like eating ham,
Spam.
and I'm not gonna drink spam. I don't care if you
Don't
ew,
knock
no.
it till you fry it.
It's one thing to eat it, it's another to put it in a drink. Sorry, Uncle Jim.
Uncle
Nope.
Jim, Dr. Jim.
Dr. Jim.
Uncle Jim is the other guy.
It's
It's kind of weird. You took it to a dark place. Hey, John, do you think
Question.
on ghost hunting shows, when there are off-screen noises and screen, do you think on ghost hunting shows
Are there? I don't.
when I don't know if there this
I'm kind of thinking maybe it was kind of like, what do you think about?
what do you think of them?
Yeah, when there's always off-screen noises or something happens.
Let's go with that first. And if
I
we're wrong,
I could
then
be
we're
wrong, but it kind of feels
Yeah.
that question is going.
What do you think, Tim?
It's bullshit.
There's
I mean, I don't.
I'm sorry. He
a
warned me.
producer sitting there that has a button and just says,
He
"Here,
warned me
play a
before the
screen."
show that was going to be
No.
that was going to be his go-to answer.
I mean, it's fun. In all honesty, it might be fun. It might be fun for the show. It might be something interesting, but in the end, it's just what it is. I mean, what are you going to do with that? Like, what are you going to do with that information? If someone presents to you data that they're calling evidence that they just caught this noise and it's not even, recorded visually, I mean, what are you going to do with it?
Right.
I mean, how can you do that?
It's the problem of you don't know the source of it.
Right.
It really comes down to that. If something happens off camera, off screen, and maybe it's outside or in a different part of the building or whatever, you have no idea what the source is. And
Mhm.
if you don't go looking for it and find something, then it's left in that mystery kind of genre.
Now-
Like, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I'd like to follow that up with, it doesn't mean it's not interesting.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's not fascinating, especially to the person there that might have experienced it. I think when it's presented as some type of data that supports a haunting,
Right.
and it's just not there. So, I mean, honestly, and I think that we've talked this, I know on Three Tortured Souls, we talked about this, is, you need to
Yeah.
investigate, and something interesting that happens is the beginning, not the conclusion of an investigation. So if it would be, I would love to be down in some place looking around or just having fun and hearing some type of bizarre scream coming from behind a wall. I mean, I honestly, if I actually heard a scream, I'd probably call 911 legitimately.
Yeah. Yeah.
But but it would be fascinating to follow up on. So I'm not saying it's not anything. I'm just saying I think the context I would like to put that in is if it's data presented as supporting data to support claims of a haunting. I don't think what are you going to do?
Right. And yeah, I mean, it really does come down to what you said, is that if you have this, and I hate to use the phrase unexplained noise that happens off screen,
Mm-hmm.
it's by definition, you have no explanation for it. Doesn't mean it's spooky. It doesn't mean it's paranormal. It doesn't mean whatever. It just means there is a noise that happened and you don't know what caused it. So if you go to a client or a homeowner or whatever and say, hey, we also got this, and you play it and you make it out, you give that impression that it has something to do with haunting activity or something like that, then I think that's outright deception, because you don't know. You don't know what it is. You're making an assumption, and you're using that assumption as evidence to support your belief when it's not.
And if you're dealing with a family that is believing, does have a firm belief in paranormal and has relative to them a rational fear of being either hurt or cursed or whatever, you're cementing that there is danger in their environment, and that could also be not so good.
Okay, cool.
Right.
I think we answered the question, and if that wasn't your question, John, let us know.
Yeah, bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back. All right, cool. Next question, please. Bob, I am not sure if you heard the supposed story of an AI simulation killing its operator because he said
No.
too many times. The Air Force is denying it. Do you think AI is going too far, and should it be explored more? So I didn't hear this story.
I've heard the story. But I believe if it's referencing a drone strike.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
I think if that's the same one.
Okay. I don't know this yet. I don't know that. I don't know how far AI is in
Let
the
Tim tell
military.
the story.
Well, I saw the headline of it. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I saw that the AI something
Let's look it up.
during a drone test killed the operator of the drone.
AI killing.
Yeah, Bob said it was the drone strike one.
Operator.
Well,
See
I've
if
got
anything
like
comes
too
up.
many
Top
tabs
stories.
open for that other one.
U.S. Air Force denies running simulation in which AI drone killed the operator. So this is a simulation. This is not anything. This is not real life. It's a simulation.
See, I didn't even know that.
Because killed, all of these news stories has killed in quotes, and every one of them is saying this is a simulation. Simulation air drone. AI drone killed its operator. The U.S. Air Force has denied it has conducted an AI simulation
Right.
in which a drone decided to kill, quote, its operator to prevent it from interfering with its effort to achieve its mission. An official said last month that in a virtual test staged by the U.S. military, an Air Force drone controlled by AI had used highly unexpected strategies to achieve its goal.
Wow.
And
This makes me think about like just the common fears of something new, like
Right.
right.
Skynet. I mean, since the rise of AI, as we're seeing it now, at least in its infancy relative to us, Skynet's all people on my Facebook when we talk about it, they're just talking. We're ready for it, and I think it probably relative like to the society. I think it's very telling on how people respond to what they think AI will be like in the future.
I think they have to get it out to people what they're doing and what it actually means, because just saying AI is just scary to people.
Yeah,
and I think there's a lack of understanding. I mean, I think Bob was the first one that brought up ChatGPT on the show like a while back. I think Bob. Somebody asked about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Bob, and I didn't really know much about it, and I really started diving into it. And I mean, almost every day now, I have it open on another screen, and I sit and talk to it.
I have it. Yeah, it's bookmarked on my. Yep.
Yeah, and just seeing how it works and what it does and how it answers certain questions, because I do ask a lot of questions that help me do my research, and I still fact check it. I still fact check whatever it spits out, because it is. I think the cutoff date was September of 2021. I think that's the cutoff date that it has. So it doesn't know any information beyond that date.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't know
and
that.
Oh yeah, if you ask certain questions, it'll tell you it only knows up to this date.
Yeah, so anything that's changed since
Yeah.
then.
So if you ask like who the president is, it might not be. It won't be able to tell you. It'll tell you the older president. So anyway, just seeing that and playing with that, it has certain conditions responses where you can't push it. Like I've tried to push it and push it and push it and so-called break it, and I haven't been able to do it so far. But I'm not an IT expert, so I don't. I mean, I'm just feeding it weird questions.
Keep
and
it up. You're going to get hit with a drone.
Yeah, I know.
But that's the least of his problems.
But I think in this issue, the more I'm looking at this, the more it looks like it's more of a programming issue, because they program the AI to score points, and it gets more points if it terminates its target, and it's supposed to do whatever it can to achieve its goal, and the operator was in the way. So I think it's more programming than AI, because in this case, the AI, it looks like it only does what it's told or what it's programmed to do. There's a certain learning. Like I'm trying to get the concepts, and I'm starting to understand that AI doesn't always think for itself. It still can only do what it's been taught to do. So it can only go so far. Again, I'm not an expert, so
Neither am
I
I.
may be totally
it all
wrong.
depends on the trainer and who's
Who's training
behind
it, what
it.
training it has.
So
and
that
this
could
and that.
be scary.
So
in
it could be a
itself.
bug. I mean,
That could be
I mean,
scary.
for what it is, you know, I work in an escape room. We're building a haunted room, and it's a cabin. So I asked for a backstory to a haunted cabin in the West Virginia woods, and it was phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. It was like I couldn't write that good if I had, a year to try to write
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
It is
Of course,
pretty
I'm
good.
not a writer. I'm not very good at it, but it was phenomenal, and it was done in 5-10 seconds.
Yeah.
So something like that, I think it's very good at.
Right. But yeah, the rest of this stuff that we're talking about here, again, because it was a simulation, I wouldn't put too much stock in it. Like I wouldn't be worried about it, because it's still.
They're still working on it.
I almost want to say it's in its infancy.
Yeah.
It's still
They're
Feels
still
like it.
working
learning.
on it.
Relative to us, it is.
It's
for
not
sure.
Skynet. It is not Skynet. Don't worry. I
Not-
think if it was Skynet,
not yet.
no.
Not
already.
yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not
I'm
yet.
waiting. But you're right. I mean, I had it write a bio for me, and its bio
it did
was
better than
so
Kenny's.
much better.
It
I
was
read it,
so
I'm like,
much better.
This makes me sound so awesome.
It does.
I'm
Look
using
Kenny up,
this.
right?
I got an award. I had to write an acceptance speech between 1 minute and 2 minutes for an acceptance speech for something, and I was like, shit, what am I going to? So it was one of the very first things I did. I was like, give me an acceptance speech, make it between 1 minute and 2 minutes, and I was like, this is gold. From now on, this is all I'm using.
Oh man. All right.
Wow.
Moving on. Good question though. Good question. I love questions
John-
like this
John
where we
Kennedy.
really get into it. If you guys haven't asked about God, the answer is phenomenal. I have asked, and it doesn't really give me. I mean, it gives me like, this is what has been written about it or said about it, but it won't give me a definitive answer itself. Several AI engineers are warning that we need to stop AI right now and rethink what's going on. I've heard them. I've heard some of them, like especially the guy that he made the news like a year ago or so, where he said that AI was already self-aware. I think the Google one was self-aware.
Self-aware is that's a strong
Yeah.
wording.
Yeah, because it changes, and I've listened to a lot of discussions, mostly from podcasts like Skeptics Guide to the Universe. They've been
Mhm.
talking about it a lot.
Yeah, they have.
And
Is
just
that
talking about
Joe Novella? No.
Steve Novella,
Steve, thank you. Yeah.
Steve
Yeah.
Novella, Jay, Evan Bernstein. But yeah, they've been talking about it a lot, and the differences between self-aware, sentient, all the terms that we use for us and what they mean. And don't ask me what they all mean, because right now I'd have to look them up anyway.
Same.
But there's a lot more complexity involved with what AI is, or what it could achieve, or what we think it might achieve, and us, and how we think and how we are. So there's a lot involved. Learns from what you put into it, so you'll get different answers depending on the user. Yes, and it doesn't retain either. It doesn't retain that knowledge. So if you cut out, it doesn't carry over knowledge from me that I give it to someone else's conversation, because they're all independent. But I think I have like 10 different conversations going on with it. And they're all, I love that, how it's on the sidebar, and it's like, oh, well, let's talk about
You can go
religion.
back and pick it up.
Yeah, let's talk about this. And like, I ask it questions about different technologies. Like, explain to me this, explain to me that. And it gives, I mean, the article that I mentioned earlier in the show that I was putting together from different people, two of the investigators that I spoke to both use ChatGPT in order to get a better, simpler understanding of some technology and complex methods, because it does break it down into simple terms. And you still have to fact check it, of course, but it gives you a much better idea to start with. And that's what I've been using it for. Like, oh, explain to me this. Because I always try to, and I go back to our friend Melanie, where I try to do explanations in Barney style. So it's the polite way of saying dumbing it down. But I have to dumb things down for me. That's why I understand it.
I always need it dumbed down, and I am not embarrassed to say it.
But
tell me what you're talking
this tool
about.
does put stuff out there, or gives me responses that simplifies the explanation, and I like it. I really do.
Yes.
So, all right. Whew. We are.
You know what? That's a whole show. That's finding someone that has an
I can do that.
Some type of expertise in.
We are doing. There's a program that's starting here at CFI, Western New York. It's going to be, I think, like a 6-week. I don't want to say course, but 6-week like meeting kind of thing, where we're going to have, I think, 2 speakers on AI that are engineers working on these projects, and then, discussion groups, and then there's a book that I haven't gotten yet, but it's all about AI and what the future holds, and concerns and benefits and all that. So I'm going to look into that.
I got a email not too long ago from that Course USA, Coursera.
Yeah,
that we took our quantum physics class in. Shit.
Briefly.
Oh God. But they're offering several classes in the basics of AI from different universities, and you can sign that up for free. I started to forward that to you just to get a good laugh.
Okay.
Yeah. You want to try another one?
I think if we just, stop kicking the robot dog, I think we'll have a better relationship down the road.
Yeah, when I tell Alexa to stop playing music, I'm like, thank you so much. That was very kind of you.
I do that too. I'm always like, thank you.
You got to be polite.
And sometimes it responds that says, oh, thank you for answering so politely. Like, it gets it.
All right. Next question, please.
Here, this one has seemed.
Do you think they'll use ChatGPT to contact ghosts?
I believe that they will try.
I think they're already doing it. So there's what is that? GhostTube? It's a lot of phone apps. Yeah, I know. I feel the same way, Tim. They put out a AI image generator, and it's something about you put in words that have to do with the location you're at, and it'll generate an image. And they're seriously walking a very thin line where they're saying it'll generate images that might have something to do with your location, but it's for entertainment purposes only.
Of course it is.
So
that's messed
they're already
up.
using AI for this, not necessarily Chat GPT, but they're using some kind of AI generator, and it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the words to be polite about it, but if you buy that, you just stop it, stop it.
There will be money to made in it. What the
Yeah.
hell?
Wow,
Money.
Tomato.
how's that coffee?
That's good.
That was
I'm
a good
I'm
one.
feeling it. There's money to be made in it, especially with ghost hunting. So
That
it will
was
it
There's
will
made
be
to be money in it.
if it's homegrown tomatoes, I'll get them. Here, I'm going to drink some more. This is good.
I told Alexa
I
to have a
ran
great
out.
day, and it said thank you and told me to have a great day too. She's so polite. She is. She's so nice. She's so nice. I like her. All right.
Did you ever try to be mean to her
Hey,
and
Rob.
see if she changed
Nope.
her
No,
attitude?
no,
Nope.
no,
Nope.
No one.
No.
Come on, nobody out there has ever tried
I'm not pissing her. Hey, she
make
sits right there.
Alexa
She's on my
sad?
desk. She entertained me throughout the day. I asked her
Yeah, but like
questions.
just one time, you
No.
haven't done it.
Don't fuck with Alexa.
Oh my god! You mess with any other thing, I would consider it an experiment.
This close to getting your mic turned off.
I would. Hey, okay, I'm just asking anybody out there since Kenny is like can't do it.
See?
Has
No,
anybody?
Donna, I already have an Alexa, my daughter.
I'm
All right. Let's
just wondering.
Hey, Rob.
She's all sweet,
Oh,
but
there's two Robs. All right. Let's
here
move on.
Robert says she hates him.
She hates men. I can
Men.
prove it. All right. All right. Questions. What do we got? Divine Donna.
Moving on.
Moving
Let's
on.
See here, have one.
Audra. Hello. Did I hear that you did something with the mystery spots where gravity is supposedly messed up?
We have one in Fayetteville.
Did I do something with gravity? Mystery spots. I did.
We have one called the Mystery Hole.
Oh.
Yeah, Daniel's got it. Yeah.
And the
West
show takes a turn.
Virginia.
Here we go.
Boing.
Yeah, it's
I
not
don't
too far
think-
from my house.
I did a Gravity Hill.
Isn't that like the same kind
so
of thing?
that might be what she's talking about. So I did go. It was a while back. I think I posted pictures. I didn't do a video because this was before I was doing like any kind of videos.
That would be cool to do one.
But yeah, I went to a Gravity Hill and I had my spirit level out and had my car parked on it. And I mean, I did the whole experience. Were you with me or was I wrong?
I was out there one time.
I think I went out. No, I went out there for work. When I was
And you showed me where it was.
So I went out there. I did the whole thing, put it in neutral, and it really looks like you're rolling uphill. And I was like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. All right, let's get back to where I started and put it in park, and I get out, put the level in the street. I'm like, all right, took some pictures. Like it's actually not level, and this is what it looks like. So,
It is
yeah,
pretty
I've
cool,
done that.
though.
I've done that, and I haven't done anything else.
Oh, here, Susan's got somebody going.
Monterey County skeptics and the Santa Cruz skeptics are going to be at the mystery spot in a couple weeks. Oh, cool. That's cool.
Where is the mystery spot, or can't you tell us?
Is it the same thing, Susan? Is it like a Gravity Hill kind of thing, where like your vehicle appears to be rolling uphill when it's in neutral, or is this something different? Because I'm not sure.
No, John Kennedy, it's coming up.
Oh,
What? There was quietness.
I know.
We waited for
we're backed
Susan?
up.
Susan says yeppers.
Yepers. Okay, cool. So I was on track. All right, cool. Let's
Alrighty.
roll on.
Roll on.
Oh, so I
Roll it
guess we'll
out.
do John's question for
Let's
Tim.
do John. For Tim, what made you pick
This
that
picture?
pick?
This picture, I got it right, didn't I? And I'm
You did,
I'm
I messed
slightly
it up.
intoxicated. That's probably why I got it right. I got that
I think
picture.
you might be talking about the picture on the shirt when we were talking about t-shirts. Did you do a picture on that? Or is he talking about
the
picture?
website.
No, I
Yeah, I
don't know.
think he was talking about. I
Uh,
think that's when the question came in.
Hey, John, clarify.
Yeah.
What picture? The angel? Is that the angel of death? What is that?
I forgot already. I'll have to look it I got that from one of our shows, and I just thought it was I think it's a really nice piece
No,
of
he says the
artwork, so I
pic on
kept-
the screen.
screen.
Okay,
Okay,
so yeah, why did you pick this?
I just kept it because I actually think it's a pretty cool piece of artwork, so I like it.
That's like your default.
It is my
Unless we're doing
default.
a show on a certain topic and then you change it, but that's usually like the default.
Yeah, I think it's really well done, so I like it. I
That's
keep
cool. I mean, that's not a painting, right? That's a statue, right?
it. Oh, you're gonna make me look it up.
my
It's a
gosh.
picture of a statue.
It's a picture. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, old divine one.
I'm just
for
telling you
your
what it is.
mythical insight. All right, moving on.
Oh, here's another one from John Kennedy.
If you're there virtually, can you really claim to be there? Oh, so I think that was
When
I
we
was
were talking
that
about
We Can Reason conference.
yeah, being
So that's virtually.
like being on Zoom versus
So
physically
yeah, like
being
this
there.
is live stream, so I'm not really in Tim's office. He's not really in my office. We're not in any of your offices or living rooms or
But
kitchens.
can
or
you
whatever.
really claim to be there? Yeah, you're
I
here.
said virtually.
I think so. I think the
think-
question would be yes.
I think as long as the digital, because it's like
Blah 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 blah.
Star Trek's transporters. You know, like is it really the same Captain Kirk that beamed over there?
It's not.
It's not.
It's a whole. That's a whole different story. But
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to go down that
I'm
rabbit
not
hole.
going to
but
go
it's-
down there. I'm going to say,
not.
look, I'm going to say virtually. When I say virtually, that covers everything, as in zooming in or streaming in or record it live, which I never got.
Well, I guess this is probably when we were talking about Toronto versus
Yeah.
Calgary, right? So, like, can you say you were in Calgary if that's where the talk was?
So
Can you
My
really claim to
presence
be there?
was in Calgary. I was up on screen, and wow, this is.
I think it's going to depend on how you want to define.
Here,
Right.
John says, "Yeah, we're all in your,
We're all in
living,
your
room.
living
We
room,
are.
John.
If
We're
you
there
have us
hanging
on
out.
the TV, we are physically
We're
there.
there.
We're having a party."
So
You know, like
I
this.
can say, at least in this respect, I've testified over Zoom many times, and a lot of times when I'm in court, other people will Zoom in, and for the record, it is announced that they are there present
Oh,
on
okay.
Zoom or digitally.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means exactly. I'm not an attorney, but I don't know what that would mean in the future
Right.
if someone tried to make an argument out of that. But at least for the record, it's stated that they are present via Zoom
So,
or
yeah.
via.
I mean, I do make that distinction. I wasn't physically in Calgary. I was virtually in
Mhm.
Calgary. There was a recording of me.
I think
that I
this
made
would only
specifically for
really
them.
come up is if you needed an alibi for something, and
This
you'd be like,
only-
"Oh, I was in Calgary. I
This
was on a
only
Zoom call
comes
in
up-
Calgary."
with nerds, which we
Yeah.
all are.
Yep. This can easily be another show,
It
Yeah.
could be. It could be a really
Especially-
cool show. I think.
especially the transporter.
What does virtually mean?
yeah. Let's pinpoint this
Find out
down.
on the next episode of 3TS. Oh my goodness.
That's
Look at that. I got a nice compliment. Best cameo. That's awesome. I loved it. It was fun. Like I you know what's really it was really cool because Adrian Hill, I love her to death. She's so awesome, and her giggles are as infectious as Donna's giggles. But it's when she asked me to do a video, and I was like, oh, great. You know, like I get to do a video for people that I don't know. Like this is a whole new audience to me. This is great. I have no idea who these people are, and I had no idea what to do. She was basically like, hey, can you just do a video? And I'm like, sure. Why not? Like, and then I sat here going, what do I do? What do I do? Like, what do they want? I don't know. She said she gave me a time limit, which I like just made by like seconds.
I believe it because
I'm
Kenny can just talk forever.
I know. But I was like, all right, well, you know, I'm here and I've never been there, so let me introduce myself. And I was able to go in my office and talk about here, and then went out to the display cases out there. just went through and, just be me. And it was fun. It was just really fun to do. And I'm happy because I think, Adrian, I don't know if it was you or somebody sent me a video as my video played, and I got to watch the audience reaction. And I was so happy because I'm so nervous with this stuff.
Good. Yeah.
I never I
Because
put
you're
out a
not going to
video.
be there. So
I never watch my videos.
right,
As soon as I'm done, I send them off. I never watch them again
right. They're
because
done.
it weirds me out to watch myself. But yeah, when I got to watch it, I'm like, all right, here comes. I know there's a joke coming up.
Are they
And
going to
I'm
get
so
it?
please laugh. And and when they all reacted and they laughed and they had a great. I was like, oh, that's great.
Adrian
yes,
sent it
thank
to
you. That was just made my day. It really did. It was so much fun. So hopefully next year I get to come out there in person and get to see everyone, because that would be really fun. It looked like a fun conference, a conference where you can not only learn stuff but also just have fun and enjoy everyone. And that's what it looked like from the pictures and from talking to Adrian and Richard Saunders and Celestia Ward too. Because I chatted with her about it. She was a speaker too. Really good place. So I hope they do it next year. I think they are. And I hope that I can get there because I'm going to plan on it. I hope that we get there. So
That would be cool.
We need to get up there. All right.
I would go.
Awesome. Moving on. Like we already discussed, but is there a 3TS this Wednesday? No. There is not. And again, like I did mention it, we did mention it beginning of the show. There won't be because I have too much to do next week. I am not available next Wednesday night. I have way too much between work and more work and then personal stuff. I just have no time next week to do this.
Are you just pushing it a week?
No, we're going to push it. I think we decided that we're going to skip
Next
this
month.
month. Yeah,
Okay,
and go next
okay.
month.
Which will make us look even worse when we had 2 months to prepare for our topic and still waited until the day of.
Until that day,
Mhm.
right?
It's the way it goes.
It is the way it goes.
That's why, like, we tried to all get together tonight. Dave has some other things he had planned, so he couldn't make it. But Tim was free, so he was nice enough to come on and hang out with me. So you're getting 2/3 of the 3 Tortured Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and Donna can fill in. She can be our third.
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm here.
All right. So sorry, Jade Kitten. You'll just have to put up with me. And next Friday, we were going to have a guest, Melanie. Melanie and her husband Anthony were going to be here. We were actually going to do a show with all 4 of us here live with the camera on all of us, but unfortunately, scheduling didn't work out. So I need a guest for next week if anyone's available. If anyone has suggestions or something, that would fit with this show, and I have to really put that in there, that would fit with this show, not just anyone. I don't want to be mean or like clicky, but sometimes people are like, I want to come on your show, and what they do doesn't fit with the theme of this show. So if it fits, send me a message. Just give me a heads up, and I'd love to have new people on and talk to them. So, send me suggestions. All right, next question, please.
Yeah.
Awesome. Does a flat Earth make Project Sunrise attainable? Commander Sonny Cito? What is that? Do I know that name? That sounds familiar, like a sci-fi
Sonny
kind of name.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm digging the name, though. That's pretty cool. So I looked up what Project Sunrise was because I had no idea.
I'm Googling it right now.
Okay. So it looks like, what is this? Announced plans. I don't think this is the right thing that I want. Project Sunrise will deliver more direct routes to Australia, significantly reduced point-to-point travel time. That's funny. I'm sorry. That's funny because according to Flat Earth theory, Australia doesn't exist.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, that's where the question is. Okay,
So that's where it's going. And,
Okay.
I just realized that's what it meant. I'm like, all right. So yeah, I think Flat Earth and Project Sunrise do not agree. They will never ever agree, because Flat Earth is silly, and Australia is real. So I know I have friends there.
Yeah, we have a few.
I haven't been there, but I do have friends that have been there.
and live there.
Susan.
Yes.
Susan has been there. Yeah, my friend Richard Saunders is from Australia.
Uh-huh.
I've spoken to him several times. I've received postage from him, packages, and really cool origami from Australia. So I'm pretty sure it exists. One day I'll get there. But yeah, I think that's a fun question. I hope it was meant in jest.
Yeah,
I hope
probably.
so.
Olivia Newton-John, wasn't she from Australia? Was she Australian? I think so.
Was Olivia Newton-John?
Well, back to Google.
Come on, guys. How did you
Olivia
know that one?
Newton-John.
She's your baby, Kenny. I thought you knew. Isn't she Australian?
Where'd my cursor go? Oh, hit the button. Sometimes I freak out because my mouse has a button right next to the ball that if I press it, it makes it turns the mouse into like fine-tuned movements.
And it messes you up.
Where is it at? Did you find it?
Yeah. So it says that she was
British.
born in Cambridge, England,
Okay.
and the youngest child of Professor Bryn Newton-John and Irene, daughter of Nobel Prize-winning physicist.
Wow.
And
Smart.
then they moved to Melbourne, Australia.
Okay,
Okay.
so
When
that's
she was
why
5.
she had the accent.
Okay.
I told you I didn't
miss her.
understand. I didn't understand. I thought you would have known that one right away.
I miss her. No, I mean I'm only like Grease. That's that's it. Like Grease and her music. That's the only thing.
Well, and her music.
And I was,
yeah.
I had a huge crush on her
Right?
growing up. Would you do? Oh, hey Jay, would you do a show on moral panics, where that perceived evil, whether it's real or imaginary, threatens well-being of society, often leads to a witch hunt where innocent people get blamed? So I'm going to write this down because as soon as I read that, moral panics, I know Ben Radford has done several articles and or chapters in his book about moral panics. So he is well versed in that, and I might be able to reach out to. Well, I will be able to reach out to him and ask. It's just a matter of getting his lazy ass on the show. To
You just call it lazy?
Ben Radford.
Wow. I got nothing, Ben. Sorry.
It's all right. Ben's got nothing either.
Shots fired, Kenny.
Oh my God! Shots never stop firing between us. I love it. I love it. No, Ben's a great guy. I say this all the time. I make fun of him, but I love the guy to death. So, but yeah, I might be able to get him on and talk about it. I'll send him something. Probably tomorrow. I'll shoot him a message and say, hey, maybe maybe I'll be able to get him on next week and we can talk about moral panics.
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
That'll be interesting. That's definitely a different topic than what I'm used to. So it'll be interesting. And I love having a guest on with a topic that I have no knowledge in.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it just opens up
We
all
all
the questions.
learn. Yeah.
So, all right, we'll work on that. I wrote it down and I'm gonna reach out to him tomorrow and see if I can get him on for that. Thank you. Appreciate that idea. All right, moving on. What are we doing? Oh, we're good. We're doing good. We're at the
Hey, Red Man.
Red Man. When's your big ghost hunt? Big ghost hunt. I don't know what you're talking about. Do I have a big ghost hunt coming up?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
I have to check my schedule. I don't know what am I doing. I don't know.
Yeah, what
When's
is
your
it?
big
Redman, if
ghost
you're
hunt?
still there.
Yeah, if you could clarify
That'd be
like
cool.
what you mean. Did I mention something? Because maybe I'm just forgetting. I know I have a ghost hunt coming up when Melanie Tressa King is here. I know we're going on a.
Or maybe he's talking about the Wildwood place that you went to. Did you mention that one?
No, I mean I'm not going there.
No, you were there though, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there. But that was a while. That was a while back, so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, if you can clarify, Redman, just give me an idea of what you mean. We'll come back to this.
Okay.
All right. What else we
And
got?
I have one from JD that I missed earlier.
Oh, I hope JD's still here. Kenny, didn't you recently do a talk with Jim Underdown? Is that available? No, I didn't. The Jim Underdown, let's see, he runs the CFI West. So in California, in LA, there's a building out there. He runs the CFI chapter out there. I know we are doing a talk at SciCon coming up. Maybe that's what you're referring to. So SciCon that's coming up in October, Jim and I are doing a workshop together. So we're going to do a 2.5 hour workshop, which is good. I love 2.5 hours is good because it's a lot of time. Usually they were like an hour, which it's just
Bless
nowhere
you.
near enough time for two of us
Thank you.
to talk, let alone one. But we did do one before. We did one, and forgive me, I don't know the year. It's a couple of years ago, like 3 years ago,
It
I
was
think.
before
3 or 4
COVID, the one
years.
before
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, where we did a workshop together, and it's actually fun because I do more investigating in the field, so I talk about the strategies I have for investigating different mysteries in the field, while he does his part is on testing people that have paranormal claims like superpowers and stuff like that. So he gets into the CFI IG $500,000 challenge now. And he talks about how they go about testing, the process of testing people and gathering information. And it's really intense. I mean, you think, oh, it's just something where you just say, hey, come in, and if you say you can move objects with your mind, just do it. It's not like that. It's very involved. There's a long process. Some people get upset because the process is so long because they want to just test and get their money. And I've dealt with some of them, which is weird because now my position that I have, people contact me
Yeah,
instead
he has
of
to
Jim.
field the questions.
And they contact me going, hey, I want to sign up. Like I had one person's email me. She contacted me and said that they were working with a client. They can influence technology, so they can like mentally influence technology to do their bidding, and
That would be a cool superpower.
would be
Right?
That
That
would
would
be
be
totally
awesome.
And then also it was something about like guessing what people were thinking or something like that. And she's like, I want to take the test. And I was like, well, all right, there's a process going through, and you have to go through, you have to fill out an application, blah, blah, blah. And the response was more or less like, well, I mean, we're going to win. There's no doubt about it. So I just want to know what I have to do. And she was contacting me because she thought I could get her to the head of the line, like butt in front of everyone and get to the head of the line. And I was like, yeah, no, that's not how it works here. I'm not in charge of it. But hey, if you do contact me, I will recommend, you can put my name down as the person that recommended you sign up for the test, because if
Yeah.
you do, I get a kickback.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I'll take it. I think it used to be $5,000, but now that
It might be a
price
percentage.
is up, it
Maybe
might be a
that would
little
be
bit
cool.
more.
Maybe it'd be like 25
I'll
grand.
take it. I mean,
Jim Underdown, if you're
I'll
listening.
take $5,000.
Yeah. Me too.
So yeah.
Okay, so Redman says, back to his question, the young guy you had on a few weeks back, you said you'd take him, I guess, on an
The
investigation.
young guy I had a few weeks back. Now I gotta look. I gotta look it up because I don't know what I did here. I'm looking up. So Brian Gunning. Oh, Eric. I think you mean Eric. Eric Shaver. Eric behind the wall. That's it. That's I
Behind
think
the
that-
wall,
Eric
yeah.
behind the wall.
We haven't taken him
So,
anywhere.
yeah, we
yet.
haven't taken him yet. We still plan on, but like he does a lot of stuff. He's into disc golf, which is like golf with discs with frisbees. But he's big into that. Like he runs his own tournaments and stuff like that. So his social life is dominated by that. But
Yeah.
we haven't had anything come up in the
Oh yeah,
in
so
Lakeland.
yeah, Redman. Yeah, he said he thinks he works here. Yeah,
Yeah,
he works
That's Eric
here.
behind the wall. So we still have plans to do that. Next week, I do have something planned with Melanie when she's here, Melanie Tressa King. But there's other issues involved that Eric might be able to come with us for a little bit, but maybe not. So I'm not going to get into specifics because it's none of our business. But if something does come up, he's always welcome. So we haven't done it yet, but I'm sure it's going to come up soon because there's other things in the works too. There's so many projects in the works. Like there's always at least like 25 to 30 things going on at once. And
and there's some you can talk about and some you can't.
Most of them I can't talk about until they happen or they're
Until
just
they're-
about to come out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, thanks for the clarification. I appreciate that. Because I was like, who the hell is he talking about? Who have I forgotten?
Right?
Because now I
I
feel
know,
bad.
I know.
Like, holy crap.
There's one more
Are
question.
we good? One more
here.
question?
Yeah.
Good. We got time for one more question.
There you go.
What's going on with the 3TS haunted items study? I need a demon in my house, please. Haunted. Oh, I think that was your idea.
Yeah, I still want to do that. I just need to get a haunted item. As soon as you mention, as soon as you
We got
mention,
plenty of them, Tim.
No.
as soon as you mentioned you want to test it, yeah, send me one. Send me one that you don't care that if it's not very valuable. But sure, as soon as I like look around and ask for people if they have one, yeah, we have one. Well, I want to test it, and I'll need it for like 5 to 7 months. And
You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll send you something from here.
Yeah, that's what I
Mhm.
just said. Yes, send
Yeah,
those foods.
like
to
one of
me.
the things
We
that I have, I'll
so
send
many
you something.
things.
that's what I was saying.
Um,
Just as long as it's not valuable or has any sentiment, because I'm going to try to send it to several people.
None of the stuff I have is
Okay.
Well,
I
yeah, it is.
I mean, no. I mean, yeah, there are things that are valuable to me that I wouldn't take out of the cases. I'd leave in there. I actually can't say that because I open the cases up all the time. Like one of my catchphrases now is that when we have an event here, and I'm happy to be here and people are asking questions, I'm like, well, you're talking to the guy that has the key to the case. So you want to see it?
Yeah, right. I can
I'll
open it up
Here
here.
you
Hold
go.
on.
And I take it out and let them play with it. But there are quite a few things that I'm good with. So I will. I'll pick something out and I'll ship it out to you maybe this weekend. Get it
Sure.
out to you, and then you can do your testing and whatever. And there's no rush in getting it back. That's the beauty of it. Like I'm good. You know, I
Yeah, we're good.
fortunately, actually, it's like a good. I don't know how you would say it, but I have a whole bunch of stuff still in storage.
Yeah,
So if I take something out of my collection here, I can replace it.
yeah. Put something
So
new in for a little
it's
bit.
Not,
yeah,
It's not, and I want to test it. Like most of the stuff that I have, well, pretty much everything on display has been tested, and that's why it's on display. Like
Mhm.
here's the claim, here's what people said about it. I tested it. This was the results. So
Get one out of storage in case someone.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would like that. It's something smaller that somebody could ship. Like I think if I ship it to someone far away, I'll pay postage to have
Easier.
it shipped.
Yeah,
back.
it's easier to
yeah.
ship,
So
cheaper
something
to ship.
light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that. Not a problem. Cool. All right. I think we're at the.
Ooh,
We're gonna get this started.
Oh.
What?
If
What?
you want to ship me like 5 things and not tell me which one's haunted, then
Oh.
I can't be able to influence my recordings.
Well,
All right.
there.
That
there you
sounds
go.
even
There-
better.
There's Tim's study. There we
That-
go.
So to me, what that
You'll
means is we're going to the flea market this weekend
Ah, yeah.
because we got to go do some shopping.
Yeah. If I don't know what it is, then I can't favor anybody's responses.
All right.
That sounds
that's
like
even
that's
better.
great.
Haunted one. I'm just writing it down in my notes so I have it all here and I can see it tomorrow when I'm sober. Haunted item. Okay.
Got to put the context in it.
Yeah.
So when
I
you
am.
favor,
I
you'll
know.
be like,
right?
why? What the hell am I
What?
mailing, Tim?
Yeah, right.
Ship
What
Tim
am I
5
doing?
things. 4 not haunted, 1 haunted item.
Ah.
Let him experiment.
There you go. Don't tell him what it is.
Don't tell him. which is which. Which is which. All right, good. I'm good to go. That's good. I'm excited about that. All right.
All right, so we are done for the night.
Can I ship you me? John Kennedy. That's
I
good.
think you meant, can I?
Can I ship you me? You can.
Can I ship it to him? I'm definitely going to include John. Absolutely.
All right. Cool. And that's the thing. If anyone wants to participate in it, like, what's the deal? Do you have any? Can you give us an overview?
Yeah. So my original thought is just to have something with a claim, that someone has, like at least a serious claim. So it's specific enough, not just being like Knox, just something specific. I'd like to take that and send it to somebody for 2 or 3 months. Let them have it. Let them sit around the house, see if they have any experiences, and see if I'm going to imagine people psychologically will probably end up just because they have something that maybe, but it would be interesting if I sent this thing to 5 people and 4 out of the 5 people mentioned the same claims. That would be interesting. I don't predict that that'll happen, but it would be very interesting to me if that happened. Okay. So, and then at least I could then give it to you, or I could find something on it and give it. It's simple,
right?
It's not anything that's groundbreaking, but at least I think it's just something fun that somebody could begin to kind of understand on how to, and anybody could replicate it.
Right.
And it's just something fun that that anybody could try replication. And it's a good intro into like trying to test claims. And it's, I think it's pretty good.
It's like an intro 101 to experimentation with the paranormal. So yes. You'll have a claim. You don't know whether you have the object or not. And I don't know if you're going to create different stories or whatnot. But I'm just saying you may or may not have it. Okay. And just see what happens.
You got another volunteer, Dr. Jim volunteers.
Okay.
And Daniel Reed.
I've been told I am paranormal black hole.
Oh yeah.
What? You are does that mean that you suck all the paranormal out of it? Or what? Never mind.
Yeah, okay.
The best thing when I thought of this, and Dave is not incorrect, but when I first started saying this, Dave was like, "Oh, you need to do this. You need," I'm like, okay. Look at this study. I've got 4 studies on this. Read these before you do it. Take a paranormal survey. And he's right. He is right. And I do like the idea of a paranormal survey, actually, because then you could kind of scale a prediction of who would say that they had something and who would not. So it would be nice to have a paranormal belief scale and divide it and see if there's more reports from someone that doesn't believe in the paranormal versus someone that does. Even if they're incorrect, they still have reports of strange new occurrences in their facility.
I think it would definitely be worthwhile to have, like, most of the people that watch this show, I think, they're more on the skeptical side, but sometimes lean and believe in some stuff.
Sure. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think it would be good to have a mix. You don't want to have everyone that just outright like, hey, I don't really believe in this stuff, but I'll take it anyway. Definitely have some, but have people on the other side where they do believe. And that'd be interesting. Just to read the reactions alone would be interesting.
Yeah, like just a small journal of anything that may or may not. Yes, John or Dave. When I said that, Dave immediately had 4 papers, like right off the top of his head. Yeah. He's like, you need to read these. I'm like, okay, you're right.
Wow. Dave is suggesting a paper like right away.
4 papers right away.
What is that?
and he's right. He's accurate, as typical. But my thing is, like, I just like the idea that if somebody else wants to do it, then they can replicate it themselves and just have a good time trying to figure out, you're going to have to look at some statistical figuring, if you really want to start getting into it, I think it's just a nice intro into how you yourself, whoever it is, can come up with ways to test claims.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. And I mean, we've been talking about it long enough.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to actually get it done and do it. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to this. Oh, okay. Let me see here. All right, we're at the end of the show. All our questions have been answered. Thank you, everyone, for an awesome time. I mean, we definitely had a great time.
Yes.
Tim, do you have anything coming up?
No.
He'll be
I
available.
have this really cool experiment I'm getting ready to run. So
Yeah, there you go.
see how
Yeah,
it
you
goes.
talked about it.
Maybe he can be available when I'm in South Carolina.
Yeah, I'm going to be tapping you for. Donna is going on a vacation, and I will have 2 Fridays where, especially one Friday.
Yeah, which we shall not name the guest.
Well,
Ooh, I want to do
turn
that one.
off your ears because I'm going to talk about it.
Very bitter.
Yeah, she's upset because I scheduled. So
He can't even say it because he knows that he should just change it.
June 16th, on the Skeptical Help Bar, I'm going to have Ross and Kerry from the Oh No Ross and Kerry podcast. If you haven't heard that, then you should look it up. It's a very good podcast. They're awesome. I've known Ross for a few years now.
Yes.
We've been able to hang out with him. He works at Disney Studios, Animation Studios. He took us on a very backstage,
Yes.
exclusive tour. Awesome.
And Ross, if
Awesome
you're
guy.
listening to this show, Ross, reschedule.
And your mic is
Reschedule.
So
Okay, so what's the countdown before something hits you in the head from that side?
Right. There's a lot of shit right
There's
here.
a lot of things,
Oh,
and they're pointy. So Ross and Kerry will be on. I'm very excited because I always love talking to Ross. I mean, he's been on the show at least once. I think twice.
Twice at least. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
And he's helped me with other projects on the side. So really good guy, really great. I mean,
it's
one
gonna
of
be
the
a great
nicest people
show.
you've ever met. Carrie, I've never met before. I listen to her, and it's one of those things where you listen to somebody so long, you kind of know them, but they have no clue who you are. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited to meet her and talk to her in person and really pick her brain on some of the stuff because she has a background in journalism. So I'd really like to learn more from her, and I'm looking forward to that. So if you're available that night, I might.
Yeah.
I
I should be. I don't.
Okay.
But Ross is probably going to reschedule anyway, so don't worry about that. He might get an email
all right.
this
So
week.
I'm trying to find, I thought I had my I thought I had a
Your
schedule
list
up.
together.
and
You
I'm-
don't, I
I'm
told you to
totally-
get it together.
I did have one up, and I was like, why isn't it here? I saved it. I don't understand why it's not.
Well,
up.
it's okay. We don't have Kenny. It's okay. It's
no,
only
it's
a week.
not. No, it's not. Now I got to put
You know what's going on.
my 1960s
All right, we
style
have the
glasses on.
Gettysburg Bash.
Very cool. Very
July.
cool glass.
Hold on. We got to go in order here. So first, June 24th, we have the CFI summer solstice. I'm in Tim zone now.
Yeah.
The
You gotta
summer
realize
solstice.
It's been a month since I've drank, so this is.
Yeah.
I'm actually holding it pretty well together here.
All right, so you
So-
try to say it, Tim.
Nope.
It's the
Summer
summer
solstice.
solstice party here at the
Yay.
CFI headquarters in Amherst, New York. If you want to come out, it's free to attend. It's a party. They're going to actually right outside my windows here. These are actually windows, but there's a nice patio out here. We're going to be grilling hot dogs, hamburgers, stuff like that. It's going to be an all-day party, so I'm really looking forward to it. If you can make it, come on out. We can hang out. Let's see. What else is there? There is, after that, July 14th to 16th is the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. So we will be in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania for the bash.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I never made the reservations yet. I'm like,
We're gonna be at a campground, probably hanging
maybe.
out, but we're gonna be there. We're not setting up tables this year because we want to just more enjoy the conference and the people and hang out a little bit more. So it's going to be fun. We'll be there. So if you have a chance, come out. I'm hoping that Dr. Jim, calling you out, will be able to make it because we can hang out with him because we love Dr. Jim can party.
Yeah,
I
that man
sometimes-
can hang.
He can hang. He can hang. Damn it. Oh.
He's better than me.
Let's see. August. Oh, I have something on here. It says August 5th. I'm looking at my schedule and like more things pop up. It says Buffalo Niagara Convention Center, Buffalo Oddities and
Oh
Curiosities
yeah,
Expo
yeah.
for 2 days. Holy shit.
We
So,
just talked about that.
we're going to be there because that sounds really cool. If you're in the Buffalo area, look it up. It looks really cool. August 14th, for anyone that's on the other side of the country, I will be flying out to Seattle, Washington with Eric behind the wall. He'll be there with me. Oh my God, I'm feeling good.
That's right.
Oh,
He'll be there with me, and we will be speaking to the Seattle Skeptics CFI branch out there. And then we'll be traveling down, I think the 17th, we're traveling to Portland, Oregon to talk to our affiliate group out there. I'm doing a lecture. I'm going to be doing a talk on investigative strategies. So talking about all the strategies that I use to investigate. I know it's really bad. I got to stop talking. All these big words.
yeah, no.
So
That's good.
yeah, I'm going to be doing lectures out there. We're going to be out there for a couple days. Actually, the entire trip's going to be about a week long. So I'm looking forward to that because I haven't been in Portland or Seattle. Never
You
been
should
there.
actually put a little schedule out on your page so people, if they want to come see you, they know where to find you.
That's so weird.
But
Like,
I think that's what you should do.
I know,
mean, people are
but it's so
asking.
You could do. Absolutely, I agree.
It's so, shut up, Tim.
I mean, it's a good idea.
Yeah, like you
I
just
know.
said it. But if, say, somebody doesn't watch this episode, they're not going to hear it. They're not going
Right.
to know.
Right.
So if you put it out on your page, be like, "Hey, that's
All right.
it's
I'll
advertising."
put a schedule up.
Be like, "Come out and talk to me." That's
This
you
will
want.
be
That's what you
something I'll
want.
do tomorrow as I collect all the items to send out to Tim.
Okay.
So September 16th, I'm still on schedule to come down to the Mothman Festival.
We are.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, we're doing it. We're doing
Did
it.
we-
We're going to go down
We'll
there.
talk about that later, Tim. We got to book together, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
How far is that from you?
It's about an hour. I mean,
Oh, that's not bad.
when you're in West Virginia, pretty much everything's about
An hour.
And it
Depends
can,
on
it can be an hour away and only 15 miles too. So keep that in mind.
Right.
So that's
right.
probably
Mm.
so. The September 16th is the Mothman Festival, but I think we're going to try and plan for a longer weekend
All
because
right.
the Flatwoods area is only
Yep.
about an hour away or something like that. So I want to visit the Flatwoods Monster area. I want to see that, and there's a couple other things. So I know we can probably hook up with you
Yep.
and Daniel Reed. I'm hoping that we can.
Oh, absolutely.
out. Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
be
Daniel
cool.
and I have already talked about when you show up. We're
Good.
Okay, cool. Let's
We're
get
getting you
together and
shit-faced.
plan it.
Yeah,
So we
we're
can
getting
have it on
some-
the calendar.
calling my friends for some real moonshine,
There-
the kind made with antifreeze. That kind.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
kidding. No, it's bad stuff.
Kind you can run your car on.
Mm-mm.
Well, not today's cars, older cars.
Yeah, right.
October 26th to 29th is SciCon, and the registration is open for that. It just opened this week, I think yesterday.
I'll
I
know you
think, or
put
the
the
day
link
before.
out though.
So it's
Do you have the
out
link?
there. The speakers list is out. I can't wait. The lineup is awesome. There's so many good speakers. I am excited to be there and be a part of that, and I'm gonna learn a lot. So I'm really excited. If you can be there, do it. 'Cause
Be
it's really-
square.
yeah, what she said. November 3rd to 4th, actually November 3rd to 5th, is the New Jersey Para Unity Conference. I'll be in New Jersey. I'll be back in New Jersey for that. That's actually a fun expo.
Yeah,
it's
it'll be
actually
nice.
fun. It's a paranormal themed expo, and I set up my Skeptical Help booth. Donna sets up her Lucky Tiki Creations, and I really have a lot of people come up. And every year I've been there, it's been really busy, which I like. Lots of questions, lots of curious people, and I get to interact with people and show them that skeptics are not a-holes. So we're actually, we can talk and have conversations. So it's really, really nice. I'm looking forward to that. And I think
I met a lot of people there was that the one we went to?
Yes. When you had your meeting,
the Godfather walked away from me.
Godfather. That's awesome.
It was nice.
That was awesome. All right, I'm going to do my Godfather impression. Hey, Tim, ask me a question.
Can you help me understand the mechanism? That's about it.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
That's about it. Tim, you got any last words?
No, I had a really good time. It was a lot of fun.
Good.
I'm so happy I got to see people that I've missed over the last month that we see on 3TS.
Yeah,
so it's really nice. And
Yeah.
Redman, I can't. I can respond to people on Facebook, but I can't. So it's good seeing you too, and everybody else.
Good.
It's very nice.
Very cool. All right, guys. Thank you for showing up. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
Spending your Friday night with us, just hanging out and kind of bullshitting, but asking questions, getting answers, having conversations. Love to see the chat lit up like this. It's so nice. Go forth. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Go forth.
Go forth.
Like, where did that come from? I don't know where I pulled that totally out of my ass.
Robert knows. Robert's.
Kenny is lit.
I think you might be, because you know what? The fan is blowing right at you.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Kenny's feeling pretty good.
That's what it is. Someone, not me. And the fan is blowing right in my face.
Well, you
so I
didn't
think I'm
open
getting
the
some.
windows.
I'm getting some secondhand.
I think
That's it.
you might be a little.
It's your fault.
I think you might be a little.
All right. Everyone, thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. And I love you guys. You make these shows so awesome. You make me excited every week to come on to the show and just interact with you guys. So with that, I'm going to queue up.
Oh, I hope you mess it up with me here so I can have it.
Donna is cracking
That
up.
would be great.
Oh, man.
Don't
All right.
screw it up. Don't mess it up.
No, don't
Shut
mess
up,
it up,
Tim.
Kenny.
Everyone, have a great weekend. And remember, never stop learning.
Bye,
next week.
guys. Bye.